Hi, I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, here to give you the quick tea on luxury makeup. And today, we are talking about the Chanel collection, the makeup takeaway, specifically the City Break. What a collection. And look at this box that it came in. Oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. So let us break this down. So first, let's just go with the packaging. How gorgeous is this? It's a huge box. You can see compared to my head how big it is, and it's got handles. So it's almost like it's a bag, it's a box, but like, and you can see the green detail. There's another one that has more of a pinky peach detail. So there are two choices to pick from. So actually, yeah, let me take a second just to quickly talk about the other one, because this video is totally dedicated to the City Break. But in case you're curious, I'll just pop on screen just to tell you quickly about the other one. And I'm just looking down at my phone, so that's why I'm not looking at you, but it's the Nature Getaway. And, comes in a similar box like this, just the lining, instead of it being gray, has more of the peachy pink tone to it, and different products, and we'll get into the products in this collection. But in that one, I was tempted because it has this cute pouch that I think would be great if you add a chain to it. There you go, you got a bag. And so I'm tempted to get it, but when I break down the makeup items, just for me personally, I just felt these 4 makeup items were just what I would more likely use for me personally, although they're all great items. So if they work for you, that's a great set to consider, because I love a liquid liner. So it has that fun pink liner. Looks like there's a Cocoa Bomb in there, and I do a Rouge Cocoa Flash. I do love a good Rouge Cocoa Flash. It's not necessarily the color I'm always going for, but it's cute. The big things for me were, single eyeshadow. I'm not a big single eyeshadow girl. And if I'm going to go for a single eyeshadow, that's not going to be like my go-to color. I prefer green as my go-to color. And then the other item is the glow stick. And I said this before, I'm like, on the one hand, I kind of like to just try it, but I just know long term it's not the product that I would use on a daily basis. So, and these aren't cheap. That other box is $195, and I believe this current one that I got is $190. So it's not cheap, and so to buy 2 is going to be a bit much for me. So I just stuck to the one, just because I felt like these items were items that I would definitely use. So let's open it up. So it opens forward like this. And this is how it looks inside, and I'll get a little bit closer. So everything is in the boxes. Now I've already taken everything out of the boxes, but I wanted you to see the layout, so that your liquid shadow comes here, the nail polish, the 2 liquid lipsticks, and then the pouch. And I'm going to obviously show you the items. Don't worry. I know you're waiting in anticipation. What's cool is, which I haven't done yet, I figured I'd do on camera, I'm going to take these pieces out because I believe I can take this whole thing out. And so then I can use this going forward as great keepsake box going forward. So give me one. I went ahead and took out the individual boxes, and then I think I could just pull this straight out. Give me a second and I'll get it out. Now, now I can just use this as a great keepsake. There's a flap at the end that just slips here. And then what's great is it's also a box that has a great handle to it, so it's easy to transport. And it's just a great way to keepsake items in general. It's just great storage box. So it's beautiful, but there's some practicality. Most boxes we end up throwing away, but this is definitely one I'm not throwing away. So let's get to the 5 items that come into the set. Here we go. So this is the cutest pouch that comes with it. And it's a very interesting shape. It's got this roll top. It almost makes you think of like, when you have a brown paper bag lunch as a kid and you roll up the top or something. But obviously the material of this is beautiful. It's more like I don't know if it's a vinyl or something like that, but it's a beautiful color. I love green, so it's a gorgeous color. It has like a luminescent metallic shine to it, which is gorgeous, and the lettering, the embossing is raised. So you just unbutton the top and you roll it up. And so in here, it's actually pretty sizable. So I have the items in here. So yes, all 4 items fit in here. And not only does it fit these 4, but actually hold a lot more. I recently, just last week, I just was away on family vacation. And so I actually took this with me to travel. And I actually, I took all 4 items with me, but I also threw in there other items. I had other like nail polishes and makeup, and I used this to travel, and this was great. It held a decent amount of items. Its shape is great, and the material is great that you can stuff into your luggage, and it's not stiff, so it really worked well for travel. So functionally, this is actually great. Especially like for travel actually. So I love this pouch. I love this. You know, I'll probably keep it now in my vanity somewhere, but honestly, this is actually great practically for travel purposes. Okay, now let's get to the makeup. All right, so these items I'm really excited for. You know, I fought hard, you know, initially. Obviously, I always wanted it from the beginning. I tried to convince myself why I don't need it. And obviously I got over myself and I bought it, and I am not mad one bit. So let's see the item. So the first item, the item that really drew me in, the item that made me want this so bad is this item right here. This liquid eyeshadow is called the Ombre Premier Lac, and it's in a shade called Grasshopper, number 833. It is a gorgeous green, and of course, yes, I have it on my eyes now. I will show you a demo video of the application. I'll probably show you some extra pictures of some of the looks that I did during my vacation, because I used all 4 items during my vacay. If you've been following me on Instagram, Daps_makeup, you would have already seen all these pics because I was posting during my vacation. But this is so cute, so fabulous. So we will come back to that. Let's get to the next item. Next were 2 liquid lipsticks. These are the Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue in the shade Défendu and Erotica. So I got the brown one on my lips. Don't worry, I will show you this. I have a demo video where I apply it, and I have pics of myself wearing this lipstick. So don't worry, you will see this color. This was a color that I was mainly attracted to because I love brown lipsticks. I was a little hesitant because this is not, unlike the liquid eyeshadow, the liquid eyeshadow is my first liquid eyeshadow from Chanel, so that was a great new experience. I have these. I have like 3 others, I believe 3 others in this formula, and one of those shades is a brown. And so, you know, I was like, ooh, I already have a brown. Do I really need it? I will show you swatch comparisons, and I will let you know there is a difference in color. So I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear. This is much deeper and cooler. So yeah, I was a little hesitant, but I'm so happy I got it because obviously I love this color and I love this formula. So I'm happy I got it. This was the color that like scared me a little bit because I do tend to like deep tones and you know, bright colors, bright oranges normally scare me. Actually ended up really loving this color, so you'll get to see that in a minute, and it pairs well with the nail polish. So I also got the nail polish, and it's in the shade 832 Flash, and it is just a gorgeous shade. The color of this nail polish and the, you know, corresponding lipstick Erotica are fantastic for the summer. It is great. I do have it on my nails. I'll show you pictures so you can get a closer look at my nails, so you can see the nail shade. But just know, like, yes, this is a gorgeous shade. Okay, so now that you've seen some pics, let me actually show you a demo video. So you'll get to see how I came up with this look, and you'll also get to see the other lipstick as well. I put it on prior to putting this one on, so don't worry. So you get to see that whole application process. And when you come back, I'll give you my final thoughts on all the items, and I do have a couple of swatch comparisons for some of these items, all right? So see you soon. Hey guys, all right, I'm about to use a couple items from this cute bag right here. One of the items, you already see it on my nails, but now it's time to use some makeup items here on camera. Just so you know, I have used these makeup items before, but this will be my first time on camera. So everything I've used at least once, if not twice already. I've done the majority of my makeup, mainly a Chanel face for the most part. The only main item that is not Chanel that's on my face, the matte eyeshadows in my transition is from the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. But the main areas that you see that are left bare are my eyelids and my lips, because we are going to be using the liquid eyeshadow and the lipstick from this collection. So let's open up the cookie bag and let's get started. Okay, so let me dig in here. And the first item that we're going to use is this liquid eyeshadow. I'm super excited to use this. So this is going to be my second time using this item. So I'll apply it on the eyes with you. I'll try to get it a little bit in closer so you can get a better look. So let's get started. All right, so now we're closer into my eye and we're going to apply the liquid eyeshadow. So hopefully, let me pull back just a little bit so you can see the doe foot, triangular and flat shape to it. I'm gonna first apply, let's just start with that much. Apply some onto my eye. I'm actually gonna break out one of the dual-ended brushes from here. Let me not talk too much and waste time, but I actually did use this brush when I was traveling to pat it down, and I have hooded eyes, so as you can see, it creased, it went up my crease. I will fix that. So let me smooth that out, because you only have so much time before this is gonna set, so you don't have too much time to waste. So I did allow that to get into my crease. That's my fault. I'll try to do better on the other eye. But I mean, if you got hooded eyes, that's always our issue, right? Like, you know, a lot of times actually, to be honest, what I do is, it's unavoidable. It's what our eyes do. So I just allow it actually to go up there and I just smooth it out, because it is my natural eye shape and there's no avoiding, you know, even when you have powdered eyeshadow, by the end of the day, whatever's on your lid is going to go up into your crease regardless. So, but there you go. And I think that is beautiful. So let me do the same on the other eye. I'm going to put just a tiny bit this time. And again, because you really don't need much, you know, and that's usually the case when it comes to liquid eyeshadow, but you don't need much. But it applies beautifully. And so there you can see it more concentrated on my lid. So since I put a more concentrated amount on this lid, probably gonna go back on this other eye. But it's also good so you can see the contrast, that you can make it a little bit more sheer and then a little bit more concentrated on this eye. But I'm gonna add a second layer in this eye just to try to get the same opacity. And then you'll also get to see how well does it work in terms of layering on the product. All right, just gonna put just a little bit more onto the lid, just to try to amp up the opacity. But yeah, applying beautifully, not having really any issues. So just looking at it, I'm gonna show you this eye in particular. I think, you know, you can see there's not like any real patchiness going on, and it is set. So no transfer. So I think this is a great product. On this side, like you saw, you know, when I blinked, it went up here. So that's why you're seeing it go up here. But that was my fault, or, you know, like I said, my natural hooded eye. I actually might just off camera add a little bit into the crease just to even things out. But yeah, you can obviously keep it more precise and just have it on the lid. Or if you're not as careful as I am, you can have it go up a little bit higher. So that creasing there is me and not the product. You can see here, like this, there's no creasing on this side. So like I said, I actually purposely went and added a little more product a little bit up higher just to like even things out, to go with my natural creasing. I'm also even gonna add just a little bit in the inner corner. Some of this product might be drying a little bit, but maybe still got a little bit. I'm just putting just a tiny bit. I like to have a little bit sparkle in the inner corner. So, you know, that's the other thing. If you just wanted it like in the inner corner, you could have done that. Like you could have used a normal powdered eyeshadow on the lid and then just added this in the inner corner, or like I'm doing, just purposely extending. I think this would work well if I wanted to do a graphic eye look. I think it'd work well in the lower lash line. Should I add the lower lash line or just do a liner? Let's go for it. We're playing. I want to try to show you the product as much as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and purposely extend this into the lower lash line as a personal choice. You know, many people want to just leave it on the lid, but I'm gonna have a little fun and just let it extend a little bit into the lower lash line. But I want to show you that how easy it is to use it. So whether it's inner corner, lower lash line, all over the lid, you know, like I said, you know, if you have the right brush, you could do graphic liner with this. You know, it's actually really easy to use. Might as well take this opportunity, if you haven't already seen my video on the liners. I have a video on 3 of the liners from the Jardin Imaginaire collection, but since this color like matches so well, let's go ahead and use that on my waterline. Let's just go for it. And you can see it actually matches beautifully with this liquid liner. So this is just a great opportunity to use the liner with the eyeshadow. All right, so I just added some mascara to the look and I'm loving the eyes. So of course it's time for lips. Ultimately I want to go with the brown lipstick today, but I'll put this one on camera for you. I have pictures of, I've worn this before and I'll show you some other pictures of me wearing this, but I'll show you just for the application purposes what this one looks like. So it is a fun color. My lips are really dry, like really dry. Just in general, like my lips have been peeling just in general. So I do have just a clear lip balm on. Whether that affects things, I don't know, but my lips have been in bad shape lately, so I really couldn't do this on bare lips. But it's a clear. But there is this color, you know, and I could work to build it up. Like I said, I'm gonna show you pictures of a different day when I wore this, but it is a gorgeous color. And if you just allow it a minute to kind of set, the magic with these is actually the liquid side. You add this and all of a sudden that same color, look how it pops. It's like, okay, before, but then you add it afterwards. You see what I'm saying? Damn, see, I was worried about wearing this because then I wouldn't want to take it off, but I gotta take it off. So here's this color. Bam. I should screenshot that. But we're gonna switch to the brown now. So I am back. I went obviously and took it off. Not an easy task to do. Now I remember why I was debating doing both lips on camera. You can't just wipe with a normal wipe. It has to be a real makeup remover. These are very long lasting lipsticks. So yeah, the staying power on these are, oh, my teeth are fine because it even got onto my teeth. So you really have to let this dry, because if you don't allow it to dry and you touch your lips to it, you will get staining on your teeth. And that's not, I won't say it's like extremely hard, but it's, like I said, these are long lasting. So you're gonna really have to work to get everything off. So now we're gonna go with the brown lipstick. What I'm gonna do this time though, I am gonna use a brown liner. I figured this would be a nice time to show the new Fenty lip pencil. It's in the deepest shade, Cold Blooded. Not cold, coal. So I figure you might also be curious to see what the shade looks like. Once again, I do have a light coating of a clear lip balm because my lips are dry, so I'm not doing it on bare lips. But it's clear, so it shouldn't affect things. So here is the liners, in case you guys have been curious what the deepest shade looks like. And you can see it's a deep, cool tone brown. And I think it'll pair nicely with the lipstick. So let's get to it. It's time. Let's put this on, let's put this on. So, all right, there's the doe foot. Let me get closer. And like I said, I have the clear lip balm one. We're trying to be making this just a slightly more sheer than maybe normally it would be, but I need to save my lips. Make sure I don't get it on the teeth. If you get on the teeth, like, quickly take it off, because like I said, this is so long lasting, it's not easy to take off. Not saying it's impossible, but you're gonna have to work hard. I'm just adding another layer to it just to build up the opacity. Just want to make sure with my pigmented lips, I want full opacity. And because the clear lip balm might make it a little bit issues with the adherence. Not too much, but you know. All right, so let me let this set and then we're gonna add the gloss. So I allowed that to dry down and you can feel it. Like, you'll feel it being a little bit more tacky. You'll feel a little drying. So then you add the clear side. And then, so this is without it. Cute, but when you add the clear, what? You see how, like, now it really fought. And then you can mush your lips together. When I was allowing it to dry, I wasn't trying to smack my lips together. I was giving it that minute or two to dry down, kept checking my teeth, wiping off any excess. So now, teeth are nice and white. Now we're in the clear, and ching! Like I said, screenshot. Okay, so this is the look. This is the final look. Loving it. Essentially an all Chanel face, and I'm loving it. So let's get together and let's have a whole discussion about this whole collection. Let's get talking. Welcome back. I hope you found that demo video helpful. So let's start off with the eyeshadow. This eyeshadow, I love it. I love it. So let me get in closer. I hope you can appreciate the eyeshadow. I put it on the lid, in the inner corner, and I even put it on the lower lash line. So yes, I love it. Now, obviously, number one, the color. I love green. This is a fun color for the summer. So the color already had me already. But then in terms of the actual formula application, because this is my first time using Chanel's liquid eyeshadow, I have to say, actually, I am impressed, okay? So you would have seen from the demo video, so, you know, obviously the bottle, chic, Chanel, total Chanel in every way. But in terms of the doe foot, so it has an interesting shape, this triangular shape, and then flat on that side. So I'm gonna do a live swatch there. So there you go. So that's a nice heavy swatch. So gorgeous color. You know, the applicator applies it beautifully. So you have a few minutes to work with before it dries down. So you saw me use a Chanel brush, and you know, I think a good synthetic brush is great. I could have even used one that was more flat, but it actually worked great with the Chanel brush. It was great for travel because I did bring with me to travel. So this is a nice thick swatch. So you have a few minutes, and then once it's down, once it's set, it is set. There is no transfer. So you don't have to worry about any further transfer after that. I didn't deal with any patchiness really. It actually worked really well. It's tough to do a liquid eyeshadow, but I think it's a great formula. The only thing I just wanted to bring up for comparison, I don't have, this is my only liquid eyeshadow. And even when I think about my normal eyeshadows from Chanel, I don't think I have anything that's quite this color. But the one thing I had to bring up, which is, you know, new from this year, I have a whole video on the whole Jardin Imaginaire collection. But, you know, obviously I figured, look, it pairs very well with the eye pencil Ombre Couture in the shade Dream Leaf. So yeah, it's the Stilo Ombre et Couture. Let me just do a swatch right next to it. You know, obviously different formula. I try to do a heavy swatch, but they're complementary colors. You know, like I said, it's a totally different formula. So in terms of trying to compare, totally different. It's probably, nope, it's set. Yeah, so I've not fully set, but I actually I was hoping for that because I just wanted to smear out the ends just so you could see. So that's what if you smear it out, that is what it will look like, you know, versus a heavy swatch. This part is dry now, but yeah, I'm happy you can see that comparison. So it's very similar to the eyeliner. And that's why I ended up using it on my lower lash line, and I think it matched wonderfully. So they actually work well together, you know, but I can understand if you like I prefer, in terms of using all over the lid, I actually do prefer using the liquid eyeshadow over the liner. But certainly, like, if you did this over liner, it'd be kind of similar to using the liquid eyeshadow. But I think this is best as a liner, and this is best as an eyeshadow to use over the lid. So those are my two comparisons there. Let's get to the lips. I'm not gonna have a shade comparison for this because honestly I don't have a color similar to this, especially not from Chanel. You know, I was kind of alluding to this before, but this is not the shade that I tend to go for a lot. I get scared of bright colors, but I ended up loving it. You know, when I showed you that look, that day I felt so good about myself. I loved it. I was scared. That's what was like holding me back from buying it in the first place. I'm happy I went through and got it because I actually really do love it. But now the brown I knew I wanted. There was like no question. I knew I wanted it. But the reason why I was hesitating is because I own another brown from Dior. So one that's in the permanent collection. I'm not quite sure if this is, I would assume this whole collection is a limited edition collection. I would assume so. Now, does that also mean that each item is limited edition? But like I said, I'm not going to play around because, you know, unlike, you know, I'm just not playing around. I have to kind of assume that's limited edition, that everything is limited edition. So what's standard in their collection is this one called Intense Brown versus Des Fondus. So you can even see side by side, they are not the same. So the two biggest things, and I'm going to give you swatches, no worries, but the two biggest things are the Intense Brown is warmer versus the new one in this set is definitely much cooler. So it's cooler, deeper, and this is warmer. And then I hope you can appreciate even from the bottle, this kind of has more of like a metallic finish, and this is just straight matte. So let me give you swatches of both of them. Give me one sec. Let's start with the new one. We're going to swatch right there. Okay, there we go. And let me grab the Intense Brown. So this one you can get anyway. You can get this at Ulta. You don't even have to get it from Chanel. So there you can see the difference. This is warmer, has more red to it. This is cooler, deeper. And I don't know if you can appreciate this. Has a little bit of a metallic kind of a finish. Like, not like, you know, super sparkly. I'll spread this out. I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate it. Probably not, but you can see how these are definitely different. But you can see darker, cooler. This has a little bit of luminescence. This is a little bit more matte. So, yeah, so you don't have to worry about repeating shades. Not at all. These are unique shades. Formula-wise, it's a fantastic formula. If you haven't tried them, this is a great time to try this formula. So I think you hopefully appreciate from the demo. So first you apply the color side. Apply that on, and it applies nicely. And then you gotta let it sit. So first you let it sit. So you're gonna feel it. Give it like a minute or two, and you will feel your the lipstick drying down. All right, but don't freak out, you know. But I try not to during that period. I don't try to like put my lips together or anything. You know, I want things to set. I don't want any patchiness. So I just kind of let it set and dry down. And then you add the clear side. The clear side, and you're just like, oh, it's just clear. That's where the magic happens. Because first you put it on, you're like, oh, it's cute, it's cute. You put the clear, and then all of a sudden the lipstick comes alive. And that's what activates it. I think that's what keeps it long, because this is long wearing. You can eat, drink, you can do, the clear will kind of like, you know, fade away, but the color will last a really long time. And even to take it off, I was talking about when I had to switch between the two lipsticks, at first I was just trying to use a regular wipe. No. I had to really break out my makeup remover. I got freaked out for a second because like, oh no, I didn't want my lips to be stained in the red, and then I'm putting this on and then you wouldn't appreciate this true color. Luckily I was able to get it off, but I really had to be careful. And also be careful, you know, when I was talking about like waiting for it to dry down, you know, while you're waiting for it to dry down, if you start talking, messing around with teeth, you can get it on your teeth. And then you don't even realize, and that's going to stay on your teeth for a while. So definitely want to, if you see it, you can quickly wipe it off. It'll come off, but you want to make sure to get it off your lips, because off your teeth, because these are long lasting. And then lastly, the nail polish. I think this is a great fun color for the summer. I'm actually loving it. I was like asking myself too, do I have anything like it? The only thing that have the closest were these two shades, and as you can see, it's definitely different. It is like a true orange, a bright orange. I normally don't go for bright colors. I do tend to go for browns and blues, greens, neutrals, deeper colors, cooler colors. So I don't always go for a bright, but summertime, this is fun. This is like so good. And if you could appreciate, like, compared to lipstick, so these two pair very well together. They're not the exact same color. So what I'd say is on the lips, this just has a little bit more red to it, where this is more orange. But they're very similar and they're very complementary. So I think these pair well together. Brown and green pair well together. When I did my look, I actually did have this color. Actually, I wore a different green eyeshadow that day, but it was kind of similar color. So it works. But yes, overall, I think you can already tell. I love this set. I love it. I love the colors. I love the products. I think everything worked well. So for me, this is a win. I know it's not cheap, but you get these for great makeup items. You get the cute pouch. And then the box you can use afterwards for storage, and it's so cute. So yes, this is not cheap, but for all the packaging, all that you're getting with it, as a Chanel lover, it's worth it. It's worth it. You know, like I said, I'm tempted to get the other one, but I'm like, no. You already put all your money here. Slow your horses. So we're just I'm gonna stay strong. I'm gonna try to stay strong and just stick to these items. But yes, the City Break Makeup Takeaway collection. All right, so yeah, really consider getting it. Otherwise, this is the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you have a fantastic day and you come back next time to see what is the next item that comes into my collection. Until then, bye.